All right, good morning, everybody. It is both my privilege and honor to serve as your moderator this morning, and my pledge to you is I will do my very best to read the question accurately and clearly. And once again, if you do need a question repeated, I'm happy to do so. All right, we are going to get started with round one. Do they know this is a 5-point round? Am I supposed to announce that?
You just did. Good job.
This is the 5-point question round. Identify the organ consisting partly of exocrine gland tissue secreting into the duodenum and partly of endocrine gland tissue whose principal hormones include insulin and glucagon.
Team 3.
Team 3, C2.
The pancreas?
That is correct. Question 2. Who am I? My real name was Mary Ann Evans. I wrote Middlemarch and Silas Marner under a male pen name.
Team 6.
Team 6, F2.
George Eliot.
That is correct. Next question. Determine the measure in degrees of the larger acute angle in a right triangle, given that the ratio of the acute angles is 1 to 2.
Team 1, A2.
60?
That is correct. Filling in respectively the two blanks in the following sentence about the periodic table with increase or decrease. As one moves across a period from left to right, electronegativity tends to blank.
Team 4, D2.
Increase, increase.
Increase is incorrect. The correct answer was increase, decrease. Name the English colonist and minister who wrote Wonders of the Invisible World, which was used by the prosecution in the Salem witch trials.
Team 3.
LPA, C2.
Winter McFranklin? Oh, Benjamin Franklin.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect. The correct answer was Cotton Mather. Which one or ones of the following 4 instruments are non-transposing? Cello, English horn, piano, clarinet.
Team 3.
Team 3, C2.
The piano?
That is incorrect. The correct answer is both the cello and the piano. For the next question, you will use handout 1-1. Locate the envelope labeled 1-1, but do not open it.
Keep going.
The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Team 6.
6, F1.
Spanish, 1.
That is correct. Next question. Identify the literary term that refers to the unraveling or final resolution of the plot in a drama or novel.
Team 6.
6, F1.
Denouement.
That's correct. Denouement. Next question, identify the U.S. president associated with each of the following 4 events. 1, Treaty of Greenville. 2, Pinckney's Treaty.
Team 4.
Port St. Lucie High School, D2. Okay.
George Washington.
That is correct. State the equation of a line perpendicular to the line x equals 8, containing the point 3, 4.
Team 2.
Team 2, B3.
Y equals 4?
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 1-2. Locate the envelope labeled 1-2, but do not open it. Open the envelope and remove the one art reproduction. Identify the artist of the work. Okay, we will pass the question. The correct answer was Theodore Géricault. To three significant digits, determine in meters per second squared the acceleration of a car starting from rest that accelerates to 25 meters per second over a distance of 75 meters.
Team 3.
Team 3, C4.
Okay, 0.3.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 4.17 meters per second squared. Next question. Identify the individual who led the Argonauts on their quest for the Golden
Team
Fleece.
6.
F3.
Jason.
Correct. For the next question, you will use handout 1-3. Locate the envelope labeled 1-3, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Team 3.
C1.
Me? Oh, Spanish, me?
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect. The correct answer for Spanish was Joana Pacheco. Next question. Give all the real solutions to the following equation. The square root of the quantity x plus 9 equals x minus 3.
Team 2.
B3.
X equals 0 and x equals 7.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is 7. For the next question, you will use handout 1-4. Locate the envelope labeled 1-4, but do not open it. Open your envelopes. Identify respectively the four notated fifths as either augmented, perfect, or diminished.
Team 3.
3C3.
Augmented.
Incorrect.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is the first one is perfect, the second one is augmented, the third one is perfect, and the fourth one is diminished. Fill in the blank. A break or rupture in a rock along which no appreciable movement has taken place is known.
F. Fort Pierce Central, A2.
Fracture?
Fracture is correct. Fill in the blank. The point at which the quantity demanded and the quantity supplied are equal is known
Team
as
6.
Team 6, F3.
Equilibrium.
That's correct. Market or economic equilibrium. Identify the form of metaphor used in the following expression. All hands on deck.
Treasure
Six.
Coast, F3.
Synecdoche.
That is correct. That ends round 1. That ends the 5-point round. It is now time for the 10-point team question entitled Dennis the Menace. Dennis the Menace is a daily syndicated newspaper comic strip that takes place in middle-class suburb of Wichita, Kansas. It debuted in March of 1951 and is currently distributed to at least 1,000 newspapers in 48 countries in 19 languages. It has been adapted for television, live action, and film as well. For this team question, you will use handout 1-5. Locate the envelope labeled 1-5, but do not open it. The envelope contains 4 copies of handout 1-5 and 1 answer sheet. This team question is worth a total of 10 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will be given 3 minutes to complete the team question. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Your time is over. Put your papers in the air, and our team will come grab them. On the team question, Port St. Lucie had 1 point, Centennial 3 points, Westwood 3 points, Treasure Coast 5 points, Central 5 points, Lincoln Park 0 points.
At this time, we will take a 2-minute break. And coaches, this is when You are able to make substitutions if you would like. Okay, we are going to go ahead and begin, but before we ask more questions, we are going to find out where each team stands with their points at this time.
So Fort Pierce Central, 115. Fort Pierce Westwood, 98. LPA, 80. Port St. Lucie High School, 101. Centennial, 103. And Treasure Coast, 135.
Okay, at this time, we are going to begin the 10-point question round. This is a two-part question. Part 1, name the character who is the misanthrope in Moliere's play. Part 2, name the city that serves as the setting for this play. Okay, we will pass the question. The correct answer was Alceste and Paris. For the next question, you will use handout 1-6. Locate the envelope labeled 1-6, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Port St. Lucie High School, D1.
Spanish 2.
That is correct. Next question. Which one of the following four surrealist painters stated, "I'm interested in ideas, not merely in visual products"? 1, Marcel Duchamp. 2, Salvador Dali. 3, Max Ernst.
LPA, C3. In the mic.
Salvador Dali.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Marcel Duchamp. Next question. Match each of the following four wars to the U.S. naval officer who fought in it. These are the wars: the American Revolution, Civil War, Spanish-American War, War of 1812. Here are the officers: David Glasgow Farragut, George Dewey, James Lawrence, John Paul Jones.
St. Lucie West Centennial, E1.
A4, B1, C2, and D3.
That's correct. Determine the number of full years John would need to wait to triple his investment, given that he opened an account for $2,000, paying at a rate of 5% compounded continuously.
Team F4.
22.
That's correct. Identify the giant ash tree in Norse mythology.
F3.
Yggdrasil.
That's correct. Which one or ones of the following four sentences demonstrate incorrect verb usage? 1, after breakfast, my brother laid the dirty dishes in the sink. 2, has the test car ran out of gas? 3, should we have went to the school by now? 4, our dog is laying on the floor.
Port St. Lucie High School, D2.
3.
That's incorrect. The correct answer was 2, 3, and 4. Identify respectively the order in which you would encounter each of the four cities if you began driving north from Baton Rouge. 1, Des Moines. 2, St. Paul. 3, Little Rock. 4, Jefferson City.
Port St. Lucie High School, D1.
Jefferson City.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is Little Rock, followed by Jefferson City, then Des Moines, then St. Paul. To two significant digits, determine the molarity of 47 grams of MgCl2 dissolved in 1.5 liters of solution.
LPA C1.
1.9.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is 0.33 moles. Next question. To what country is the koto indigenous?
Fort Pierce Central A2.
Japan.
That's correct. Match each of the following four polar graph descriptions with its polar equation. Here are the descriptions. A, circle. B, rose curve. C, limestone. D, line. Equations. 1. R equals 4 sine times the quantity of 2 theta. 2. R sine times theta equals 4. 3. R equals 2 plus sine theta. 4. R equals 4.
LPA C4.
A3, B2, C1, D4.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is A4, B1, C3, D2. Identify the author of A Clockwork Orange.
Treasure Coast F2.
Anthony Burgess.
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 1-7. Locate the envelope labeled 1-7, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
Treasure Coast F3.
David Velasquez.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
The correct answer is Diego Velasquez. Fill in the blank in the following sentence with the missing 3-word science term. A blank is a picture that allows for the identification of all of the forces that act upon.
Fort Pierce Central A1.
Free body diagram.
That's correct. Match each of the following 4 literary periods to its author group. Here are the periods. A, Romantic. B, Modern. C, Postmodern. D, Victorian. Here are the author groups. 1, Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Faulkner. 2, Wilde, Dickens, Kipling. 3, Keats, Byron, Shelley. 4, Kerouac, Salinger, Bradbury.
LPA C4. Thank you.
A3, B2, C1, D4.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is A3, B1, C4, D2. Next question. In terms of pi, determine the total area in meters squared watered by a sprinkler head which rotates at a radius of 10 meters and covers 240 degrees.
Repeat that, please.
In terms of pi, determine the area in meters squared watered by a sprinkler head which rotates at a radius of 10 meters and covers 240 degrees.
Fort Pierce Westwood B3.
66.6 pi.
It's incorrect. The correct answer is 200 pi over 3 meters squared.
Hold on, Julie's.
Okay, judge will accept that answer.
Hold on
Simplify-
one
I guess
second.
I guess that's simplified. Good job. Okay, next question. Are we moving on?
Go ahead.
Okay, next question. So that answer was accepted. Give the name of the 400-year period of prosperity and stability during the Han Dynasty that coincided with the Pax Romana in the West.
Repeat.
Give the name of the 400-year period of prosperity and stability during the Han Dynasty that coincided with the Pax Romana in the West.
Port St. Lucie High School, D2.
The Golden Age.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is Pax Seneca. Next question. Identify the branch of biology which groups and names organisms.
Port St. Lucie High School, D2.
Taxonomy.
That's correct. Next question. Who am I? I was born in Austria in 1732. I wrote numerous string quartets and more than 100...
LPA, C2.
I'm sorry, can you...
Beethoven.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is Franz Joseph Haydn. That is the end of the 10-point round. It is now time for the 20-point team question entitled Prince Valiant. Prince Valiant is a long-run comic strip created by Hal Foster in 1937. It is regarded by comics historians as one of the most impressive visual creations ever syndicated. Prince Valiant's format does not employ word balloons. Instead, the story is narrated in captions positioned at the bottom or side of panels. For this question, you will use handout 1-8. Locate the envelope labeled 1-8, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 1-8. The recordings of 2 musical selections will be played. This team question is worth a total of 20 points. Each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this team question. Remember to write your team name on the handout to be collected and scored.
First recording.
Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. You have 3 minutes.
All right, for the team questions, Fort Pierce Central, 2 points. Westwood, 8 points. LPA, 10 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 10 points. Centennial, 4 points. Treasure Coast, 8 points. We will be having a 2-minute break to make substitutions. Come see Beth if you're making substitutions.
All right, we are going to go ahead and begin again.
We're going to read the answers from the team question. So sorry, we forgot to do that. The answers for the team question. Number 1, Lord Baltimore. Number 2, 42 feet. Number 3, Cotton. Number 4, Figueroa. Number 5, Peter the Great or Peter the First. Number 6, 2 seconds. Number 7, Martin Luther King, and King being the accepted answer. Number 8, King James. Number 9, the Prince. And number 10, Elvis Presley. At the end of round 2, 137 points for Fort Pierce Central, 116 for Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. LPA has 40 points. Port St. Lucie High has 111 points. St. Lucie West Centennial High School has 117 points, and Treasure Coast has 163 points.
Okay, at this time, we are going to begin our 15-point question round. State the formula for the salt produced when an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide reacts with carbonic acid.
Team 2B3.
Calcium carbonate.
That's correct. Identify respectively the three individuals with surnames beginning with the letter C from the following descriptions. 1. Roman orator assassinated by the Second Triumvirate. 2. Author of Silent Spring. 3. Archbishop of Canterbury under Henry VIII and Edward VI. Would any teams like to pass?
Time.
Time is up. The correct answer was Cicero, Carson, Cranmer. Next question. Identify respectively the Roman equivalent for each of the following four Greek goddesses. 1. Artemis. 2. Demeter. 3. Hestia. 4. Athena.
Time.
All right, we will move on. The correct answer was Diana, Ceres, Vesta, Minerva. Next question. Identify respectively the three terms beginning with the letter R from the following descriptions. 1. Musical work expressing ecstatic or intense emotion. 2. Change between terms of a geometric sequence. 3. Jewish title of respect or honor for a teacher or doctor of the law.
Treasure Coast, F3.
Rhapsody, ratio, rabbi.
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 1-9. Locate the envelope labeled 1-9, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
LPA C1.
3211.
That's correct.
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 110. Locate the envelope labeled 110, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Treasure Coast, F1.
Spanish, 4.
That's correct. Okay, next question. Which one of the following four was the most recent of Frank Lloyd Wright's works? 1. Guggenheim Museum. 2. Roby House. 3. Falling Water. 4. Francis W. Little House.
LPA C1.
The Guggenheim Museum.
That's correct. Next question. To three significant digits, determine the pH of a 0.05 molar solution of potassium hydroxide. To three significant digits, determine the pH of a 0.05 molar solution of potassium hydroxide.
F3.
12.7.
That's correct. For the next question, the recording of one musical selection will be played. You may take notes or discuss quietly. Okay, identify the composer of the musical selection. Okay, we will pass. The correct answer was Samuel Barber. And it was called Adagio for Strings. Next question. To 3 significant digits, calculate in meters the range of a projectile that is launched with a velocity of 15 meters per second at an angle of 37 degrees with respect to the horizontal. The correct answer was 44.0 meters. Next question. Identify the author of In Praise of Folly, a satire on the abuses found in the Catholic Church, written to his friend, Sir Thomas More. Okay, we will pass that question. The correct answer was Erasmus. This ends the 15-point round, and it is now time for the 30-point team question entitled, For Better or For Worse? For Better or For Worse is a comic strip by Lynn Johnston that began in September 1979 and ended its main story on August 30th, 2008. The strip chronicles the lives of a Canadian family and their friends and is seen in over 2,000 newspapers throughout Canada, the United States, and about 20 other countries. For this team question, you will use envelope 113. Locate the envelope labeled 113, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 113 and a smaller envelope with 15 cards in it. You are to write your answers on the cards in the blanks provided. The recording of one musical selection will be played. This team question is worth 30 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 4 minutes to complete this team question. Remember to write your team name on the answer sheet to be collected and scored. The recording will be played first. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. You have 4 minutes.
The answers for the team round are Antony Cleopatra, number 2, Louis the 16th and Marie Antoinette. I cannot speak today. Marie Antoinette. I should not be reading these. Go ahead, Lydia. This is why I don't read.
Is James Watson and Francis Crick. 4, rectangle and rhombus. 5, Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. 6, Louis and Mary Leakey or the Leakeys. 7, Napster and Facebook. Sean Parker and Mark Zuckerberg would also be accepted. 8, Davy Crockett, Jim Bowie. 9, Hamlet, Ophelia. 10, A flat, B flat. 11, N-A and C-L. 12, Orpheus and Eurydice. 13, Lady Godiva, Peeping Tom. 14, Alan J. Lerner and Frederick Lowe. 15, Robert and Elizabeth Barrett Browning or the Brownings.
On the team question, Fort Pierce Central, 0 points. Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, 2 points. Lincoln Park, 4 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 2 points. Centennial High School, 2 points. Treasure Coast High School, 8 points. Our scores as of the end of the first round of competition. Fort Pierce Central, 139 points. Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, 88 points. Lincoln Park Academy, 29 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 98 points. St. Lucie West Centennial High School, 119 points. Treasure Coast High School, 216 points.
All right, at this time, we are going to begin the 5-point question round. Match each of the following four great events to its definition. Here are the events. A, Great Society. B, Great Depression. C, Great Compromise. D, Great Awakening. Here are the descriptions. 1, American Religious Revival. 2, created a bicameral legislature. 3, set of domestic programs associated with the administration of Lyndon Johnson.
Team 3.
LPA C1.
A3, B4, C2, D1.
That's correct. Next question. State the full electron configuration of the element germanium.
Team 6.
6S3.
1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p2.
That's correct. Next question. State the complete verb phrase in the following sentence and identify it as active or passive. The bebop style of jazz was developed largely by Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie.
Repeat.
State the complete verb phrase in the following sentence and identify it as active or passive. The bebop style of jazz was developed largely by Charlie Parker.
Team 2, B3.
Was developed passive.
That's correct. Find the area of a triangle with vertices -4, 2, 5, 0, and 1, -3. Would any other teams like to pass? The correct answer is 35/2. Identify the one U.S. president associated with the following four events. 1, the Berlin Wall construction begins. 2, Peace Corps established. 3, Bay of Pigs invaded. 4,
Team 5.
Team 5E1 in the microphone, please.
John F. Kennedy.
that's correct. Match each of the following four bones to its location within the body. Here are the bones. A, tarsal. B, ulna. C, tibia. D, parietal. Locations: 1, arm. 2, leg. 3, head. 4, foot.
Team 4.
Team 4, D1. No, D2. D2? Sorry.
A4, B1, C2, D3.
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 2-1. Locate the envelope labeled 2-1, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open, distribute, and begin.
Team 4, Port St. Lucie, D1.
Spanish. 2.
That's correct. To two significant digits, determine in newtons the force that causes a 1,200 kilogram automobile to accelerate from 5 meters per second.
Team 1A1.
1,700 newtons.
That's correct. Name the four pitches in the complete supertonic seventh chord in the key of F major? The correct answer was G, B flat, D, and F. Which one of the following four is the logical conclusion of the following true statements? If M is yellow, then Q is green. Q is not green. One, Q is yellow. 2, M is not yellow. 3, M is yellow. 4, M is green.
Team 5, St. Lucie West Centennial, E2.
M is not yellow.
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 2-2. Locate the envelope labeled 2-2, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. The correct answer was French, Eugene Bodin, and Spanish, La Sibila. It is time for the 10-point team question entitled Hagar the Horrible. Hagar the Horrible is the title and main character of an American comic strip created by cartoonist Dick Brown. It first appeared in February 1973 and was an immediate success. Since Brown's retirement in 1988, his son has continued the strip. Hagar is distributed to 1,900 newspapers in 58 countries and translated into 13 languages. It is a caricature and loose interpretation of Viking and medieval Scandinavian life. For this question, you will use handout 2-3. Locate the envelope labeled 2-3, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 2-3, colored pencils, and 1 coloring sheet. You are to choose your answers from the answer bank provided on the handout and color the corresponding section of the Viking picture. The recording of one musical selection will be played. This team question is worth a total of 10 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will have 3 minutes to complete this question. The recording will be played first. Open the envelopes, distribute, and begin. You have 3 minutes. While the judges are reviewing those, here are the correct answers. 1 is Iago, red. 2, bubonic plague, yellow. 3, Oppenheimer, brown. 4, Francisco Goya, brown. 5, Pi, red. 6, Idi Amin, red. 7, Pol Pot, brown. 8, Nero, yellow. 9, Ivan the Terrible, yellow. And 10, Richard Wagner, red.
All right, team points awarded for the team question. Fort Pierce Central, 5 points. Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, 5 points. Lincoln Park Academy, 9 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 3 points. Centennial, 5 points. Treasure Coast, 7 points.
Okay, here's a 10-point question round. The first question. Name the English poet responsible for the line, "Death, be not proud." Would any teams like to pass? Okay, we'll pass. The correct answer was John Donne. Match each of the following 3 rebellions to its location. Rebellions: A, bacons, B, shays, C, whiskey. Locations: Massachusetts. 1, Massachusetts. 2, Pennsylvania. 3, Virginia.
LTA C1.
A2, B1, C3.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is A3, B1, C2. For the next question, you will use handout 2-4. Locate the envelope labeled 2-4, but do not open it. Open the envelope and remove the one art reproduction. Identify the artist of the work. The correct answer was Ulbrich Dürer. For the next question, the recording of one musical selection will be played. You may take notes or discuss quietly. Identify the title of the larger work from which the selection has been taken. Would any teams like to pass? Okay, we will pass that question. The correct answer was the Grand Canyon Suite. For the next question, you will need this information. A certain basket contains a combination of basketballs, footballs, and soccer balls totaling 100. The ratio of basketballs to footballs is 2-3. The ratio of basketballs to soccer balls is 3-5. Question: determine the number of soccer balls in the basket.
Fort Pierce Central A4.
Do I say like in the ratio, the numbers? 20, 30, 50.
That answer is incorrect. The answer was 40 for the number of soccer balls in the basket. Next question. Match each of the following parts of the human eye to its description. Here are the parts. A, pupil. B, iris. C, retina. D, cornea. Descriptions. 1, clear dome-shaped surface that covers the front of the eye. 2, opening in the center of the eye through which light passes. 3, the colored part of the eye which contracts and expands in response.
Port St. Lucie High School D2.
A2, B3, C4, D1.
That's correct. Fill in the blank. The psychological phenomenon in which the greater the number of people present, the less likely.
Fort Pierce Westwood B3.
The bystander effect?
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 2-6. Locate the envelope labeled 2-6, but do not open it. The question is printed in the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Treasure Coast F1.
Spanish, pasiva.
That's correct. Which one or ones of the following 4 statements are true concerning the velocity components for a projectile neglecting air resistance? 1, the velocity of y is dependent on the velocity of x. 2, velocity of y is not dependent on velocity of x. 3, velocity of y is dependent on g. 4, there is no correlation between the components.
Fort Pierce Westwood B3.
2 and 4.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is 2 and 3. Match each of the 4 terms to its definition. Here are the terms. A, idiom. B, jargon. C, cliche. D, euphemism. Definitions. 1, trite or overused expression. 2, expression meaning is different from the literal translation. 3, substitution of a mild indirect term.
Treasure Coast High School. F3.
A2B4C1D3.
That's correct. For the next question, you will use handout 2-7. Locate the envelope 2-7, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Treasure Coast High School. F1.
Spanish 3.
That's correct. Identify the person who, according to ancient Greek sources, was the first person ever to appear on stage as an actor playing a character in a play, and who is also reported to have introduced the first principal actor in addition to the chorus.
Treasure Coast F1.
Thespis.
That's correct. That is the end of the 10-point round. It is now time for the 20-point team question entitled The Wizard of Id. The Wizard of Id is a daily newspaper comic created by American cartoonists Brant Parker and Johnny Hart. It began in 1964 and follows the antics of a large cast of characters in a shabby medieval kingdom called Id. The title is a play on The Wizard of Oz, and as of late 2002, the strip appears in some 1,000 newspapers all over the world. For this team question, you will use handout 2-8. Locate envelope 2-8, but do not open it. This envelope contains 4 copies of handout 2-8 and 1 answer sheet. The recordings of 2 musical selections will be played. This team question is worth 20 points, and each question is worth 1 point. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this team question. Remember to write your team name on the answer sheet to be collected and scored. The recordings will be played first.
First recording.
I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy now.
Okay, open the envelope, distribute, and begin. You have 3 minutes. At this time, I will read the correct answers. Number 1 was Arabic. 2, Arthur C. Clarke. 3, Thomas Alva Edison. 4, Wicked. 5, Salem Witch Trials. 6, Paul Dukas. 7, Pointillism. 8, The Tempest. 9, The Gift of the Magi. 10, Navajo. 11, Sigmund Freud. 12, 15. 13, 8 inches. 14, 6.37 times 10 to the 4th joules. 15, Radon 222. 16 is the number 13. 17, Rumpelstiltskin. 18, Merlin. 19, Lord Voldemort. And 20, Fortran.
The points from the team round include Fort Pierce Central, 2 points. Fort Pierce Westwood, 6 points. Lincoln Park Academy, 4 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 3 points. Centennial, 4 points. Treasure Coast High School, 9 points. All right, so I read the score wrong for Treasure Coast. I apologize. It's correct on my sheet. I just didn't say it correctly. The correct score for Treasure Coast is 275. I apologize.
We are going to begin the 15-point question round. Fill in the blank. A blank line is a line that connects points on a map of equal elevation above a given level, such as mean sea level.
Fort Pierce Central, A1.
Isobar.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is contour. Next question. In order from the capable of playing the lowest notes to that capable of playing the highest, name the 4 modern orchestral double reed instruments.
Lincoln Park, C2.
The bassoon, the contrabassoon, the oboe, and the French. No, not the French horn. The and the. Okay, never mind.
Okay, the correct answer was contrabassoon, bassoon, English horn, and oboe. Next question. Identify respectively the 3 literary works alluded to in this garbled book report. Lori proposes to Joe, who has her eye on Mr. Rochester, who, unfortunately, meets his end at the hands of a count who lives in a crumbling Transylvanian castle.
Repeat.
Lincoln Park, C2.
Dracula. Transylvania. Hotel of Transylvania.
Incorrect.
The correct answer is Little Women, Jane Eyre, and Dracula. Match each of the 4 following microscopy techniques to its description. Techniques: A, bright field, B, phase contrast, C, fluorescence, D, confocal. The descriptions: 1, technique commonly used where 3D structure is important. 2, widely used technique developed by Nobel Prize-winning Dutch physicist Frits Zernke. 3, different structures or chemical compounds are stained by dyes, allowing the detection of single molecules. And 4, simplest of all light microscopy techniques, samples are illuminated from below and observed from above.
Time.
The correct answer was A4, B2, C3, D1. State the exact value to the solution log of the quantity x minus 21 plus log x equals 2.
Time.
The correct answer was 25. Give the name of the French revolutionary most closely associated with the Republic of Virtue. Any other teams want to
Port
pass?
St. Lucie High School, D2.
Napoleon.
Incorrect. The correct answer is Maximilien Robespierre. Robespierre. Next question. Identify the 19th century uniquely American school of painting to which Albert Bierstadt, John Frederick Kensett, Thomas Cole, and Frederick Edwin Church belonged.
Lincoln Park, C1.
Impressionism.
It's incorrect. The correct answer was the Hudson River School. For the next question, you will use handout 2-9. Locate the envelope 2-9, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
St. Lucie West Centennial, E3.
4.
E4, sorry.
Spanish El Retrato. Spanish 2.
Spanish 2 is incorrect. The correct answer was Spanish 3. Which one or ones of the following 4 events occurred after the inauguration of John F. Kennedy? 1. Launching of Sputnik 1. 2. Bay of Pigs invasion. 3. Beatlemania hits the U.S. 4. Rosa Parks refuses to give up her seat on the bus.
Lincoln Park Academy, C1.
2, 3, 4.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is just 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Next question. Match each of the following 4 types of drama to its example. Drama types. A, tragedy. B, morality play. C, comedy. D, farce. Examples. 1. The importance of being earnest. 2. Everyman. 3. Much ado about nothing. 4. Othello.
Treasure Coast High School, F1.
A4, B1, C3, D2.
That's incorrect. The correct answer is A4, B2, C3, D1. Next question. Calculate x sub 4 by using Newton's method to approximate the real zero of f of x equals x cubed minus 2x plus 2. Let x sub 1 equal negative 1.0000 as the initial and round to 4 decimal places after each iteration.
Time.
The correct answer is negative 2.1467. Identify the Protestant U.S. denomination that formed itself from the remnants of the Church of England following the Revolutionary War.
Port St. Lucie, D2.
Puritanism.
It's incorrect. The correct answer is Episcopalian or Episcopal. Identify respectively the 4 countries in the order one would encounter them if one were to drive north beginning in Albania. 1. Slovakia. 2. Serbia. 3. Poland. 4. Hungary.
Treasure Coast, F2.
Serbia, Slovakia, Hungary, Poland.
That's incorrect. The correct answer was Serbia, Hungary, Slovakia, Poland. For the next question, you'll use handout 210. Locate the envelope, but do not open it. The question is printed on the handout. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin.
Fort Pierce Central. Okay. Sorry, that's incorrect.
The correct answer was French Orsay and Spanish Prado. Match each of the following 4 individuals to the technology tool which he is most closely associated with. The individuals: A. Mark Zuckerberg, B. Larry Sanger, C. Jeff Bezos, D. Steve Wolfram. Tools: Amazon.com is 1. 2. Mathematica. 3. Facebook. 4. Wikipedia.
Lincoln Park, C1.
A3, B4, C1, D2.
That's correct. Match each of the following 4 artists to the art movement with which he is associated. Artists: A. Andy Warhol, B. Jackson Pollock, C. Pablo Picasso, D. Edward Degas. Movements: 1. Cubism. 2. Pop art. 3. Impressionism. 4. Abstract expressionism.
Lincoln Park
Let me
is
just-
C1.
A2, B4, C1, D3.
That's correct. Arrange the following 4 events in chronological order. 1. Darwin sets sail on the HMS Beagle. 2. Charlemagne crowned Holy Roman Emperor. 3. Battle of Hastings. 4. Muslim religion founded.
Lincoln Park, C1.
4213.
That's incorrect. It's 4231. That is the end of the 15-point round. It is now time for the 30-point team question entitled Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes is a syndicated daily comic strip written and illustrated by American cartoonist Bill Watterson. It follows the humorous antics of Calvin, a precocious and adventurous 6-year-old boy, and Hobbes, his sardonic stuffed tiger. The pair is named after John Calvin, a 16th century French Reformation theologian, and Thomas Hobbes, a 17th century English political philosopher. For this team question, you'll use handout 211. Locate the envelope, but do not open it. The envelope contains 4 copies of handout 211. The team question is worth 30 points, and each question is worth 2 points. You will be given 3 minutes to complete this handout. Write your team name on one of the handouts to be collected. Open the envelope, distribute, and begin. You have 3 minutes. Okay, here are the answers for handout 211. Number 1 was A and C, Watson and Crick. 2AB, Rogers and Hammerstein. 3AC, Rogers, Astaire. 4AC, Phobos, Deimos. 5B and C, Kepler and Brahe. 6, A and C, augmented fourth, diminished fifth. 7, A and C, guanine and cytosine. 8, A and C, Hubble and Sandage. 9, B and C, Hamilton and Burr. 10, A and B, Lee and Mead. 11 was B and C, Woodward and Bernstein. 12, B and C, Xylem and Floem. 13, A and C, Echo and Narcissus. 14A, C, Wyeth and Hopper. And 15B, C, Eyre and Rochester.
After the team points for the team question was Fort Pierce Central, 16 points. And Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, 14 points. Lincoln Park Academy, 16 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 14 points. Centennial High School, 12 points. And Treasure Coast High School, 22 points. Final scores for this competition. Fort Pierce Central High School, 122 points. Fort Pierce Westwood High School, 103 points. Lincoln Park Academy, 33 points. Port St. Lucie High School, 138 points. St. Lucie West Centennial, 135 points. And our winners today, with 267 points, Treasure Coast High School. Thank you, everyone, for participating in today's Commissioner's Academic Challenge. We will be choosing with our coaches our finalists for who is coming to the state meet. So good luck.